Can EEG truly reveal lies or measure consumer response? Imagine being able to peek inside someone's mind just by placing a few sensors on their scalp. That's the promise of electroencephalography, or EEG, a technique that records electrical activity from the brain. It's a tool used in many areas like brain mapping and diagnostics, giving us a real-time look at how our brains respond to different stimuli and tasks. But can it really tell if someone is lying or show how consumers feel about a product? Let's find out. EEG works by detecting tiny electrical signals produced by neurons firing in the brain. These signals are picked up through electrodes placed on the scalp, usually in a cap that fits snugly. The data collected can reveal patterns linked to attention, emotional reactions, and mental effort. In brain mapping and diagnostics, EEG helps identify abnormal activity, like in epilepsy or sleep disorders. It's a non-invasive, quick, and relatively affordable way to get a snapshot of brain activity. When it comes to lie detection, researchers have explored whether EEG can identify deception. Some studies have shown that certain brainwave patterns might differ when a person is lying compared to telling the truth. Advanced algorithms, like machine learning models, can analyze these patterns to classify responses. In controlled lab settings, these models have achieved accuracy rates above 95%. But it's important to note that these results are under very specific conditions, with carefully prepared datasets and participants instructed to lie in certain ways. Outside the lab, things get more complicated. Real-world deception involves many emotional and psychological factors that can influence brain activity. Stress, fear, or even the desire to deceive can alter EEG signals unpredictably. Environmental noise and individual differences also make it difficult for EEG systems to reliably detect lies in everyday situations. So, while EEG shows promise as a research tool, it's not yet a foolproof lie detector for practical use. In contrast, EEG is more established in measuring consumer responses. Marketers use it to see how people's brains react to advertisements, products, or brands. Changes in brainwave patterns can indicate levels of attention, emotional engagement, or interest. For example, a spike in certain frequencies might mean a person is excited or interested, while other patterns could suggest boredom or disinterest. This kind of data helps companies understand subconscious reactions that traditional surveys might miss. However, interpreting EEG data for consumer responses isn't straightforward. Brain activity can be affected by many factors like fatigue, stress, or even how tired someone is. Advanced analysis techniques are needed to filter out noise and find meaningful patterns. It's also important to remember that EEG doesn't directly read thoughts or intentions. Instead, it provides clues about general mental states and emotional reactions. From a neurotechnology perspective, EEG is a fascinating tool that bridges brain science and practical applications. Its ability to record real-time brain activity opens up new possibilities for diagnostics and marketing. The idea of decoding whether someone is lying or measuring how they feel about a product is intriguing. But it's essential to be realistic about its limits. EEG is not a mind-reading device, and its findings are probabilistic, not definitive. As the technology advances, hardware becomes more sensitive, and algorithms improve, EEG's potential will grow. Still, it's best used as part of a broader toolkit rather than a standalone solution. For lie detection, it remains a research area rather than a courtroom tool. For understanding consumer responses, it offers valuable insights but should complement other methods. Overall, EEG provides a window into brain activity that can inform us about truthfulness and preferences, but it's not foolproof. In the end, EEG can reveal interesting aspects of brain activity related to deception and consumer feelings. Its accuracy depends on the context and how carefully the data is analyzed. It's an exciting example of how neurotechnology is expanding our ability to understand the human mind. But it also reminds us that the brain is complex and individual, making simple answers hard to come by.